Why is it that the two people you would have taken a bullet for were the ones holding the gun the entire time? You've spent your life building a brotherhood and a home, thinking these were the two places where you were finally safe from the world. But then you see that look in his eye, a man you've known for years, and that cold distance in hers. You aren't just feeling a little jealous, you are witnessing the total internal collapse of the sacred circle. You're the victim of the familiarity strike. You were a man who believed that loyalty was a blood oath, but you're realizing that to her, it was just a suggestion, and to him, it was an opportunity. You're witnessing a psychological execution where the woman you love didn't just find a replacement, she found him in your own backyard. She chose a man who knows your secrets, a man who knows your schedule, and a man who is supposed to be your safe harbor. You're the victim of the double dagger. Behavioral observations show that when a woman cheats with someone you know, she isn't just looking for sex, she is looking to socially castrate you by proving that your closest allies can be bought with a smile. She didn't just make a mistake, she participated in the destruction of your reality. Today, we are tearing the lid off the most painful betrayal a man can face and exposing why the two people you trusted most are the ones currently laughing at your expense. If you don't watch this until the final second, you're going to spend the rest of your life wondering why your friends feel like enemies and why your home feels like a graveyard. The most gut-wrenching pain a man can ever feel isn't just finding out his wife is a cheater, it's realizing that the man he called brother was the one she chose to help her set his entire world on fire. Men, this channel is more than content. It's a brotherhood that exists for those who refuse to be controlled, distracted, or broken. My ex told me men today are too weak, too distracted, and too controlled to ever unite. I didn't argue, I decided to prove her wrong. Every man who subscribes is proof that discipline, self-respect, and strength still exist. If you stand for truth, self-control, and knowing your value as a real man, if you're here to sharpen your mindset and live with standards, subscribe and stay. Like this video and make your presence known in the comments. Let's see who's serious and is ready to prove doubters wrong. Because after this video, you'll be reborn as a new man who has discovered himself and is ready to take back his manhood. Make sure to subscribe and stay ahead, because we are just getting started. We have to look at the anatomy of the proximal betrayal. You see, brothers, there is a specific type of cruelty involved when the other man is someone in your contact list. Behavioral patterns show that this is the ultimate power play. In her mind, she is upgrading within your own territory. You are the victim of the perimeter breach. You think you're just angry, but you're actually experiencing a complete system failure. Your brain cannot process how two separate pillars of your life, your partner and your peer, could both collapse at the same time. This leads us to the hypersocial paranoia. You start looking at every friend, every cousin, and every coworker. You are being neurologically shattered by a woman who turned your own loyalty into a trap. You are being psychologically liquidated by a person who used your goodness as a way to hide their evil. The most dangerous part of this is the public humiliation factor. When she cheats with a stranger, it's a private wound. When she cheats with your best friend, it's a public execution. Behavioral observations suggest that the other man often feels a surge of false dominance because he is stolen from your kitchen table. You are the victim of the silent audience. Every time you all hung out together while the affair was happening, they were sharing a secret joke at your expense. You are being spiritually devalued by a person who treated your life like a free trial. I want to tell you about a man named Julian. Julian was a successful contractor, a man who believed in the old-school codes of honor. He had a friend named Mark for 15 years. They grew up together. Julian even gave Mark a job when Mark was down on his luck. Julian's wife, Vanessa, was the woman Julian thought was his ride or die. Julian was the loser in this story because he chose the negotiated surrender. When he found the messages that proved Mark was in his house while Julian was at the job site, Julian didn't cut them off. He called a meeting. He sat them both down and asked, "How could you do this to me?" He looked for reasons in the eyes of people who had already decided he didn't matter. Julian was the victim of the emotional bleed. Vanessa and Mark used that meeting to tell Julian that he was always working and Mark was just there for her. They made Julian the villain in his own betrayal. Julian spent the next 2 years trying to forgive his best friend and his wife. He let them stay in his circle. He was the victim of the social parasite. They continued to see each other behind his back, mocking him for being too weak to leave. Julian lost his business because he couldn't focus, lost his hair from stress, and eventually lost his house in the divorce. He failed because he didn't realize that when the snake is in the garden, you don't talk to it, you remove its head. He was the victim of the mercy fallacy. You have to recognize the calculated nature of the double cross. She didn't accidentally fall for your friend. She spent months comparing you to him, using your own stories and vulnerabilities against you. You are the victim of the intelligence leak. Everything you told her in confidence, she whispered to him. Behavioral observations show that this is a way for a woman to test your strength. If you accept the betrayal, you prove to her that you are the beta in the room. You are being psychologically eviscerated by a woman who is using your brother to replace your throne. This leads us to the death of the social map. For the old you, your friends were your identity. Now, your identity is the man who got cheated on. You are the victim of reputational rot. You feel like everyone is looking at you with pity. Behavioral patterns suggest that men in this position often stay in the toxic circle because they are afraid to be alone. You are being socially starved by your own fear. You are the victim of the groupthink trap. The loser's loop is the man who tries to compete with the friend. You start trying to be cooler, richer, or funnier to win her back, but you are the victim of the zero-sum game. You are trying to win back a woman who has already proven she has zero character. Behavioral patterns suggest that once she has crossed the friendship line, there is no coming back. You are being psychologically anchored to a burning ship. You have to realize that the woman who cheats with your friend isn't just a cheater, she is a sociopathic social climber. You are being drained of your masculine essence by trying to find love in a crime scene. The final stage of this first section is understanding the biological impact of the triple cross. When the two people you trust most betray you, your heart rate variability drops to dangerous levels. Your body is in full combat mode, but with no one to fight. You are being physically liquidated by the betrayal of your own community. You think you're just sad, but your body is telling you that your pack has turned on you. You are the victim of the pack betrayal syndrome. The man you used to be was a man of the pack, but that pack was full of wolves. You have to let that man go. You have to realize that the destruction you feel is the necessary fire to clear out the weeds. If you are still looking for an apology from the two people who spit on your grave while you were still alive, you are wasting the only life you have left. You need to understand the concept of the social liquidation. The man who actually wins in this nightmare isn't the one who gets revenge. It's the man who realizes that his friend and his wife just did him the greatest favor of his life. They identified themselves as the trash that needed to be taken out. You're the victim of the loyalty delusion. You're mourning a bond that never existed on their end. You're witnessing a psychological pivot. She didn't accidentally fall for your buddy. She chose him because he was the closest weapon she could find to hurt you with. You're the victim of the proximal burn. You think that by staying and fighting for her, you're showing strength, but behavioral observations show that strength in this position is the ability to vanish and leave them to rot in their own filth. Today, we are finishing the blueprint of the Armored King. We are looking at the final psychological shifts, the total circle purge, the strategic indifference, and the mastery of the new empire. I'm going to show you why the man who loses his best friend and his wife in the same day is the only man who is truly free to become a god. If you don't watch this until the final second, you are choosing to stay a ghost in your own social circle instead of the architect of a new world. The most powerful moment in a man's life is when he realizes that the friend who stole his wife didn't actually take his woman. He just took his problem and gave him the freedom to build a life where neither of them are invited. I know men with standards are here. If you value discipline, respect, and strength, subscribe, like, and comment. We have to talk about the sovereignty of the total purge. You see, brothers, when the betrayal is proximal, meaning it's someone you know, the cancer has already spread to the whole group. Behavioral observations suggest that the winner is the man who doesn't just leave the woman, but deletes the entire social circle. You are being neurologically rewired the moment you stop trying to explain your side to mutual friends and start building a new perimeter. You are the victim of social lingering until the day you decide that your peace is worth more than your history with people who lacked the spine to tell you the truth. This leads us to the science of the emotional lockdown. Most men make the mistake of trying to shame the friend or the wife. They send the screenshots to everyone. They make the Facebook posts. This is a behavioral error. You are giving them the attention currency they crave. You are the victim of the drama loop. Behavioral patterns show that the most effective way to handle a double betrayal is the total blackout. You are being psychologically reforged. By becoming a ghost, you force them to live with the only thing they have left, each other. And trust me, a relationship built on the wreckage of a brother's trust is a relationship that is destined to burn. I want to tell you about a man named Dominic. Dominic was a high-level architect, a man who believed in quiet power. He found out his wife, Elena, was having an affair with his cousin, someone Dominic had grown up with. Dominic didn't scream. He didn't call a family meeting. He didn't even tell his cousin he knew. He was the sovereign Dominic. Dominic was the winner in this story because he used the phase of discovery to execute a financial and social extraction. While Elena and the cousin thought they were being discreet, Dominic was busy. He moved his separate assets into protected accounts. He secured a job offer in a city 3 states away. He spent 4 months being the perfect husband while he quietly sold his share of the family business. Dominic won because he realized that his silence was his weapon. On a random Tuesday, Elena came home to an empty house, no furniture, no clothes, and a single legal envelope on the kitchen counter. Dominic didn't leave a note about pain or betrayal. He left a copy of the GPS logs and a notice of relocation. Dominic won because he didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing him hurt. He didn't let them explain. He realized that their actions were the only closure he needed. Within 2 years, Dominic was the lead architect at a global firm. He had a new circle of high-value men who lived by a code. When his cousin tried to call him after Elena cheated on him too, Dominic didn't even recognize the number. He won because he understood that the man who was destroyed by the double cross was actually just clearing the land for a skyscraper. He realized that a life with 0 traitors is infinitely better than a life with fake brothers. You have to recognize the biological rebirth of the armored man. This is a biological fact. When a man stops being a victim of the group and starts being the master of the mission, his body stops producing the anxiety of the betrayed and starts producing the focus of the conqueror. You are the victim of groupthink poisoning as long as you care what that circle thinks. But the moment you exit the social map, your clarity returns, your manhood returns. You are being biologically optimized for a higher level of existence. The betrayal of your friend and your wife wasn't a tragedy. It was the surgical removal of the people who would have held you back from your true potential. The winner's protocol is about the sovereignty of the new circle. You have to look at your reflection and realize that you are the sole gatekeeper. No one gets to call you brother who hasn't been vetted through the fire. You are the sovereign man. You recognize that loyalty is a rare currency, and you stop spending it on discount people. You are being hardened for the throne. Healing is the realization that they didn't take anything from you. They just exposed their own lack of value. You are being reforged. You now know that trust is not a default setting. It is a performance-based reward. You are the master of your own psychology. You don't need apologies from traitors. You need achievements. You are the sovereign man. You are the master of your own destiny. You don't look back at the ash of the circle that burned you. You look forward at the steel of the empire you are building alone. So here is the smart question for the Brotherhood today. If the person you called brother and the woman you called wife could look at your life 1 year from today, would they see a man still crying over their betrayal, or would they see a man so powerful that he doesn't even remember their names? I want to hear from the men who burned the whole circle to save themselves. How did it feel the day you realized that losing those friends was the best thing that ever happened to your career and your peace? For the brothers who are still holding on to the history, be honest. What are you actually afraid of if you leave that circle? Is it the loneliness or the fear that you were the only one who actually cared about the code? Drop your story in the comments. Your words might be the system restart the brother next to you needs to finally cut the cord and start his own life. This channel is for men who are done blaming themselves for other people's choices. If that's you, don't leave as a spectator, subscribe and stay ahead, because we're just getting started. Support the message, speak in the comments, and stand with the men who choose clarity over confusion. I'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay cold, stay in your power.